What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube and Rumble subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again after about a month with a Giants update video. A real quick explanation for why I've been gone for basically that month. There's been no news for me to really talk about, no new topics for me to talk about. I didn't want to come on here and every single day or every single week talk about Daniel Jones over and over again. I didn't want to come on here and put out content or videos when there's not necessarily anything to put those content and videos out on. I didn't want to be somebody that forced a video per se. So that's kind of why I've been gone. And I've noticed as well, basically majority of the Giants community as well been taking a break. It's nice to have that once in a while, but I'm gearing back up here, slowly but surely gearing back up. I'm gonna be dropping a couple videos here and there as we're getting closer and closer to training camp, which is at the end of July. I will be at one of the training camp days, by the way, the August 2nd day. I believe that's a Tuesday, so if anybody's going to be out there, feel free to say what's up. I'm be going out there with Alex from Big Blue in the Bronx, and I'm also definitely going to make another visit up to FanFest. Last year's New York Giants FanFest was incredible, a wonderful experience. I hope that it's much the same this year. Enough about that though. Let's talk about something that caught my eye over Twitter over the past couple of days in this past week, and for some reason it still has a little bit of a fire going. I'm a little bit confused as to why. Jimmy Garoppolo and the New York Giants. I don't know how this started, or actually I do know how it started because from the tweets I saw, apparently David Carr was talking about it. But what I don't know is why there's so much or so many people paying attention to it, why there's so much articles about it. Like, I just looked up New York Giants news on my daily search to see if there's anything new popping off with the team, and like 3 articles came up with the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, and I'm just like, why is this even a conversation, right? Now, respect to David Carr, definitely respect to him, former Houston Texans quarterback. We talk about Daniel Jones not having a fair shot basically every single day on Giants Twitter and every other social media. If there's a quarterback in NFL history that had the worst start off to his career for something that wasn't necessarily his fault, is David Carr. That man's career ended because Houston couldn't put an offensive line around him. Of course, he's also a former New York Giant and Super Bowl champion. Backup quarterback to Eli, I believe, in that 2007-2008 Super Bowl, and now is a analyst on, I want to say, the NFL Network. But he was talking about Daniel Jones, and similarly to what I was just saying, he was talking about the struggles of Daniel Jones, how it may or may not be his fault. And then David brought up San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. That's kind of been in a little bit of a Twilight Zone kind of lull because nobody knows what they're going to do with Trey Lance over there. He seemingly has been in like non-existent trade talks, and what I mean by that is nobody knows if he's going to stay with the 49ers or if he's going to be gone from there. And these are the 2 quotes that came out of it. I initially thought Brian Daboll would make a move for Mitchell Trubisky when he was available because you don't necessarily know what you have in Daniel Jones. Now with Jimmy, I think the issue is the shoulder. No one really knows. I think what teams are going to do is wait until the 1st or 2nd preseason game. If Jimmy gets in for San Francisco and just kind of see, like, does he look healthy? And then I think that's when you might see the Giants make a move. Jimmy G can win some games for somebody. He absolutely still can play at a high level. He won a lot of games in San Francisco. I think the only issue is his health. If he's healthy, then it's very possibly the Giants can make a move. All right, first things first. We've done a couple things to sort of overhaul the quarterback room this offseason. We brought back in Davis Webb, who we drafted back in, was it 2017 or 2018, I think. We got Tyrod Taylor, who's consistently one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league, borderline starter, low-level starter, but still borderline starter that a lot of people are dismissing away. But I say don't do that because he could very well kind of challenge Daniel if he shows out in training camp. And I like that. I think that's the reason they brought him in, to push Daniel forward, to show him that the job isn't necessarily safe just because you were the 5th overall pick in 2019. And then, of course, with Daniel, we've done a lot to help him, at least on paper, this offseason as well. Shout out to Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. They've been doing their best to give this man a legitimate shot at being successful. the weapons, drafting Wan'Dale Robinson, the offensive line. We already had Andrew Thomas, but they shored it up now with a good free agent class of veterans that have shown in the past they could perform at an average or above average level, and in some cases potentially great level, like Mark Lewinsky. And then of course drafting Evan Neal with one of your first overall picks in the first round. They've done quite a bit to help out and give Daniel the best chance he's ever had here, and that's the way it looks like they're going to proceed in. They're going to let him play the season and see if he could show them that he's the franchise quarterback. So trading for Jimmy Garoppolo makes no type of sense in that context. But there's another context that also makes no type of sense, and that's money, cap space, which the Giants, and this was a huge topic for majority of the offseason, especially I want to say around March, April, in that free agency period. Joe Schoen, he said that he wanted to free up $40 million. He did just that. He did it with only cutting one major player, which was a surprise. But that major player was extremely important to this Giants team and defense in James Bradbury, our #1 cornerback. And how the secondary fares is a conversation for another day. My confidence in Adoree Jackson and our new defensive coordinator, Dominic Martindale, is a conversation for another day. The thing we're going to take from that right now is the money that Bradbury was making, and the reason we cut him was to save that money for the rest of the team, for signing draft picks, which, by the way, it was only today, probably about an hour ago, on July 18, 2022, 2 months after the draft, that we officially signed all of our draft picks. The last two players to be picked up were Dane Belton and Wan'Dale Robinson. Once again, going to show you a little bit of cap space, type of thing right there. Maybe they were working out contracts, whatever the case may be. If we're going to let go of James Bradbury to save money, why would we then go and stress about creating more space to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo? It doesn't necessarily make sense. It's a team that over the past couple years, the strong point has been the defense. Logically, a person would say, let the Giants shore up that defense, solidify it, make sure there's no cracks or leaks, and get starting to working on that offense to become something better. You don't destroy the defense to build up the offense. You want to have a good team on both sides of the ball. And if you let go of Bradbury, yeah, it gives us a little space. But why would you then go and bring in somebody who may or may not have a shoulder injury in Jimmy Garoppolo, and one of the more controversial quarterbacks in the league as well? Jimmy G is somebody that's very fun to talk about. I've had a lot of conversations with him, with you, the viewers, and callers on the call-in show, which, by the way, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, will be the return of the call-in show, the Just Chillin' podcast. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you tune in and click that link. But I've had a lot of conversations with people because I personally don't believe Jimmy G is a great quarterback. I definitely don't think he's a top 10 quarterback, even though I think he might be getting paid like one. But there's always the response of, well, he's a winner. The guy just wins games, even if it's not necessarily because of him. He just wins games, like the Packers playoff game. He just wins games. And it's like, I can't necessarily argue against it. All the time I bring up, well, he has a great defense, you know what I'm saying? He has a great team surrounding him, but fact of the matter remains, he is a winner. I don't want Jimmy G on my team. Like, let's not get it twisted. I'm not trying to defend Jimmy G here, but I don't want him on my team. I want him away from my team because I don't think he's an elite quarterback prospect. And even then, the Giants aren't in a position to necessarily look for an elite quarterback prospect right now. They should just stay in their lane with what they're doing, and that is giving Daniel Jones a fair shot, a legit chance. If he's the guy, he's back for the next year. If he's not the guy, we'll get somebody new via draft or then via free agency. But as of right now, this Jimmy G topic makes no sense for the two main reasons of cap space and Daniel Jones. And, maybe even Tyrod Taylor. If Jones goes down, Taylor's going to step in. It kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't even know why it's a conversation. But you guys put your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for checking out my channel, The Hub, here on Giants YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you hear every time I put out a video. Like it, share, and subscribe, and I'm out.